Hello, good morning student. In the last lecture we have discussed about glycogen catabolism and anabolism, in which we have discussed glycogen degradation and glycogen synthesis as well as their regulation. In today's lecture we will discuss about the HMP's pathway, its clinical significance and its related disorders. HMP pathway, hexose monophosphate shunt pathway, is also known as the Dickens-Horecker pathway, shunt pathway, hexose monophosphate pathway, pentose phosphate pathway, direct oxidative pathway, as well as phosphogluconate oxidative pathway. About 10% of glucose molecule per day are entering into this pathway. The liver and RBC metabolize about 30% of glucose by this pathway. The major purpose of this pathway is to generate NADPH and the pentose phosphates. Now, NAD and NADP are totally different. NADH is used for reducing reactions in the catabolic pathway, that is pyruvate to lactate and etc. NADH is enter into the ETC to generate the ATP. And NADH is used for the reductive biosynthetic reaction, that is the de novo synthesis of fatty acid, cholesterol, etc. NADPH is generated mainly by the hexose monophosphate shunt pathway. NADPH is not entering the ETC to generate the ATP. NADP differs from NAD in having an additional phosphate group. These two coenzymes are specific for enzymes. They are not interchangeable. So you have to mention where is NADP or NADPH correctly. Now the HMP shunt pathway during the oxidative phase, that is the step 1, step 2 and the step 3. Glucose 6-phosphate, which is generated by glycolysis to glucose 6-phosphate by the hexokinase or glucokinase depending on the site. During the oxidative phase, glucose 6-phosphate is oxidized with the generation of 2 molecule of NADPH and the 1 molecule of pentose phosphate with an liberation of 1 molecule of CO2, carbon dioxide. First, glucose 6-phosphate, where it is generated in glycogen metabolism also. In glycolysis also, this glucose 6-phosphate is converted to 6-phosphogluconolactone with the help of enzyme glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase, which is a rate limiting enzyme. Here main purpose of the reaction is to generate the NADPH. Here then it is hydrolyzed by the enzyme hydrolase to 6-phosphogluconic acid. Again it is oxidized with the help of 6-phosphogluconate dehydrogenate to produce the ribulose 5-phosphate. Here 5 pentose 5 carbon unit sugar is generated, that is ribulose 5-phosphate. Here also NADPH is generated and the carbon dioxide molecule is removed. So here glucose is 6 carbon unit. Here ribulose is 5 carbon unit. Now step 4, it is isomerization. It is non-oxidative stage. Here xylulose 5-phosphate is isomerized or epimerized to the ribulose 5-phosphate. What is epimer? 1 carbon change. Okay, at the 1 carbon change, here the third carbon H and OH is epimerized. Now ribulose 5-phosphate isomerized to the ribose 5-phosphate. Here step 5 of, now the step 5, that is first transketolase reaction. Here ribose 5-phosphate, which is generated in the previous stage, and xylulose 5-phosphate, it combines, there is transketolase reaction with the help of enzyme thiamine pyrophosphate. Here the vitamin B1 thiamine is necessary for this reaction. Here the 2 carbon, that is keto unit from the xylulose 5-phosphate is transferred to the ribose 5-phosphate. So the ribose 5-phosphate is 5 carbon unit. Here 2 carbon unit is added to the ribose 5-phosphate. So it is 7 carbon unit generated, known as the pseudoheptulose 7-phosphate, and the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, which is 3 carbon unit is generated. Now step 6, trans-aldolase reaction. Here the transfer of 3 carbon unit from pseudoheptulase, जो है pseudoheptulase generate हुआ है 7 carbon unit. Here 3 carbon unit transfer to the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate to form the fructose 6-phosphate. Okay, now the step 7, second trans-ketolase reaction. Here 2 carbon unit is transferred from xylulose 5-phosphate to erythrose 4-phosphate to form the fructose 6-phosphate and the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Now step 8, here the regeneration of glucose 6-phosphate. 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate formed in the step 7 are condensed to form the 1 fructose 6-phosphate. It is then converted to glucose 6-phosphate by the glycolytic pathways. Now the summary. Suppose 6 molecules of glucose enter into this pathway. The first carbon atom of all glucose molecules are removed as a 6 molecule of carbon dioxide. This is equivalent to complete oxidation of 1 molecule of glucose. In this process, 12 NADPH are generated. Remaining 6 molecules of 5 carbon pentose are interchanged in such a way that 5 molecules of glucose are regenerated. Here the summary of pathway. Now, here glucose 6-phosphate with the help of enzyme glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase converted into the 6-phosphogluconolactone, which is with the help of hydrolase enzyme convert into the 6-phosphogluconate, which is converted into the ribose 5-phosphate by the 2 reactions. In one reaction, it is converted into the ketose 6-phosphogluconate with the help of enzyme 6-phosphogluconate dehydrogenase, which is transiently decarboxylated to form the ribose 5-phosphate. Here the 6 from the 6 carbon unit, 5 carbon unit is generated. Out of this 5 carbon unit, ribose 5-phosphate, ribulose 5-phosphate, which is converted to the ribose 5-phosphate and the xylulose 5-phosphate. Here ribose 5-phosphate combined with the xylulose 5-phosphate to form the pseudoheptulose unit. Here the enzyme is trans-ketolase. Here ribose 5-phosphate is 5 carbon unit. So 2 carbon unit including keto bond transferred to this substance to form the pseudoheptulase. So 2 carbon unit plus 5 carbon unit, 7 carbon unit pseudoheptulase is formed, plus 5 carbon unit में से 3 कार्बन जाएंगे तो 6 and the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is generated. Now the pseudoheptulase combined with the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate with the help of enzyme trans-aldolase to form the fructose 6-phosphate. Now in this reaction, erythrose 4-phosphate is generated, which react with the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate to form the fructose 6-phosphate. Now fructose 6-phosphate is in the pathway of glycolysis to form the fructose 6-phosphate and the glucose 6-phosphate. Regulation of HMP shunt pathway. The pathway is mainly regulated by the level of NADPH. The first reaction is catabolized by the GPD, glucose 6-phosphate is the rate limiting step, and it is inhibited by the level of NADPH. The oxidative phase is therefore controlled by the level of NAD plus and non-oxidative phase by the requirement of pentose. Insulin will induce the glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase and therefore will increase the overall pathway. When more NADPH is needed, the pathway proceeds to the completion. Now, physiological significance of this pathway. The main purpose of the shunt pathway is to produce the ribose 5-phosphate and to generate the NADPH. The oxidative phase of pathway is seen in the following organs where the NADPH generation is required for the lipid synthesis, steroid synthesis. Here oxidative phase pathway is seen in the following organs: liver, adipose tissue, adrenal cortex, mammary glands, testes, ovaries, RBC and lens of the eye. The non-oxidative phase is present in all tissues. The synthesis of ribose is possible in all tissues of the body. Significance of HMP shunt pathway. First one is to produce the NADPH, which is required for fatty acid synthesis, cholesterol synthesis and the steroid synthesis. Second is free radical scavenging system. Third one is maintenance of RBC membrane by keeping the glutathione reduction in the reduced stage. Four is prevention of MAT hemoglobin formation. Fifth is detoxification by hydroxylation. Sixth is maintain the transparency of lane via sorbitol. Bactericidal activity of the macrophages. To produce ribose and deoxyribose for DNA and RNA synthesis. Clinical significance, that is G6PD deficiency, drug-induced hemolytic anemia, MAT hemoglobinemia and the thiamine deficiency. Here the free radical scavenging enzymes which require the glutathione in its reduced stage. Here it is the generation of reactive oxygen species in macrophages. Here oxygen converted into the free radical oxygen with the help of enzyme NADPH oxidase, which require the NADPH, which is generated from the glucose via HMP shunt pathway. The clinical significance of shunt pathway. G6PD deficiency. The enzyme glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase is deficient in some persons. It is most common enzyme deficiency seen in clinical practices. The defect is transmitted as a X-linked recessive trait. The deficiency will lead to drug-induced hemolytic anemia. The deficiency manifested only when the exposed to certain conditions, certain drugs or toxins. For example, intake of antimalarial drugs like primaquine. Primaquine stimulates peroxidase formation inside the RBC. In G6 deficient persons, the level of NADPH is low. Hence, the further production of peroxidase will lead to cell lysis. Similarly, ingestion of toxic glycosides present in fava beans may also have the similar effects, known as the favism. Certain drugs, sulfa drugs, furandentin may also have the similar hemolysis. Now, glucuronic acid pathway. It provides UDP glucuronic acid, which is active form of glucuronic acid. It is used for the following purpose: conjugation of bilirubin, conjugation of steroids, conjugation of various drugs, which will make them more water soluble and more easily excretable, and synthesis of glycosamine glycans. Pathway mainly operated in liver. In this pathway, UDP glucose is converted with the help of enzyme UDP dehydrogenase to UDP glucuronic acid. With the help of UDP glucuronidase, it is converted into the D-glucuronic acid. Now, D-glucuronic acid is converted with the help of enzyme glucuronate reductase to the L-gulonic acid, which is converted into the L-gulonolactic in the certain species. Here in human beings, this enzyme gulonolactone oxidase is absent. So, ascorbic acid, which known as the vitamin C, is to be taken in the diet, because human being cannot convert L-gulonolactone to ascorbic acid. So, it is important for your MCQ purpose as well as short questions. Now, L-gulonic acid can be converted into the 3-keto L-gluconate with the help of enzyme L-gluconate oxidase. Now 3-L-gluconate with the help of spontaneously converted into L-xylulose, which is converted into the xylitol, and converted into the D-xylulose with the two enzyme help of two enzymes, xylitol dehydrogenase and xylulose reductase. Because in the absence of these two enzymes, which will lead to the essential pentosuria, it has the clinical importance about the essential pentosuria. Now D-xylulose is ultimately converted into the D-xylulose 5-phosphate, which entered into the pentose phosphate pathway. Now vitamin C synthesis in lower animals. The enzyme L-gulonolactone oxidase is absent in human beings, primates, guinea pig, and bats. Hence, the ascorbic acid cannot be synthesized by human being. Now, essential pentosuria. It is an inborn error of metabolism in the pathway. L-xylulose is converted to the D-xylulose by the help of two enzymes, xylitol dehydrogenase and xylulose reductase. Absence of any of these enzymes will lead to the pentosuria. L-xylulose is excreted in urine and gives a positive Benedict taste. Barbiturate, aminopyrin, etc. will induce uronic acid pathway and will increase the xylosuria in such patients. This condition do not produce any harm, but it should be differentiated from diabetes mellitus. Now, polyol pathway of glucose. Reduction of glucose by aldose reductase to sorbitol, and which can be then be oxidized to fructose. This would amount of the interconversion of glucose to fructose. Sorbitol cannot diffuse out of the cell easily and get trapped there. So sorbitol is normally present in lens of eye, but in diabetes mellitus, when glucose is pathway, this pathway or polyol pathway operates, and the sorbitol concentration is increasing in the lens. This will lead to osmotic change and develop the cataract. Fructose is also present in semen in large quantities. It is produced by polyol pathway. The polyol pathway is operate also in eye, kidney, peripheral nerves, and seminal vesicles. This pathway is inactive in liver. Here glucose with the help of enzyme aldose reductase convert into the sorbitol, which is then with the help of sorbitol dehydrogenase convert into the fructose. Thank you.